Beep, 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 beep. Morning. Morning. Here we are. It's pouring with rain. It's 4:30 in the morning. Oh gosh, it's not a very nice day at all. But nevertheless, here at Jester Towers, we are absolutely committed to continuing the fight at what at the moment seems a most extraordinary and tumultuous time. Sandy Peggy, let's get back to the current big story with some more information from the Telegraph on exactly what's happened within this rather peculiar judgment. I've already made my thoughts more than clear yesterday with my video that what we have here is an utterly captured judiciary. They are the very definition of woke. This is an attempt at a kind of soft appeasement, which I think is dangerous moving forward, but time will tell. The Telegraph, however, today is more interested in one particular aspect of the judgment in the Sandy Peggy case against NHS 5. Trans women, it says, not a risk in changing room. This is directly from the judgment itself, which is a 312-page tome. If somebody could explain to me why that's even a thing, I'd be more than happy. They continue. Nurse's lawyer says findings on biological male doctor, by which they'd have to stop doing this. They've got to stop doing this. I had this conversation with the warrior teachers yesterday. Don't use their damn language. Don't use their damn syntax. Don't use anything that gives this particular this vile boondoggle any credence whatsoever. Nurses' lawyers say findings on biological male doctors' use of female facilities undermine Supreme Court ruling. They have to say it because we're stuck in this la-la land world, and I wish we could stop doing it. A transgender doctor, a man, use of a female hospital changing room was not inherently unlawful, a tribunal has found, despite the Supreme Court ruling on the definition of a woman. Now, this might sound like a terrible, terrible thing, and to my mind it is in this particular instance, but remember, this is an employment tribunal that does not set a precedent. If it's appealed, then we get a precedent. Sandy Peggy, a nurse, was suspended by NHS 5 after complaining about having to share a changing room with Dr. Beth Upton, who's a bloke. Just who was born a male but I don't care what you identify as, a bloody toadstool. I identify as a toadstool. I'm looking for somebody small to sit on my face. It's utterly bonkers, right? After submitting a formal claim to an employment tribunal against NHS 5 and Dr. Upton, a judgment on Monday found that Miss Peggy had been harassed by the health board. I mean, well done, Sandy, right? You won. Okay, on that particular element, you won. The way that they're going on elsewhere and saying, well, Sandy Peggy lost on, but what was upheld was X, Y, Z. That's like saying, well, he won on 15 counts where they said he hadn't killed anyone, but he lost on the other 7, so he gets the death penalty. It's utterly insane. You lost, right? However, her claims for sexual harassment, belief discrimination, and victimization were dismissed, but with the judge ruling that it was lawful for Dr. Upton to use the changing room until Miss Peggy complained. See? Is it me, or, are we stuck in some kind of nightmare, dusty Springfield world? Round like a circle in a spiral to a circle all its own, which is essentially, Plato's cave in lyrical format. Oh, God, I'm drunk. I'm so tired. Right, now, Margaret Gribben said that the aspects of the judgment are hugely problematic for women. There you go, using their words again. Hugely problematic for women. Aspects of the judgment are totally insane. That would be what I'd say. The Telegraph would never write that, though. I wish there was, somebody just write like that. Insane judge rules. Said it was problematic for women, leaving the onus on them to object when their privacy, dignity, and safety are violated, when men are given access to single-sex spaces. I said at the time, when the Supreme Court ruling came out, fantastically fought and won by For Women Scotland, that unfortunately it probably would lead to, well, it's a case-by-case basis, which is exactly what it's done. Oh dear, oh gosh, I'm doing Cassandra this morning. An official summary of the 312-page tribunal ruling, published on Monday, said that the impact of the Supreme Court ruling had been considered. So they're saying that they'd done it, right? So then you've got clothes, hairstyle, and pronouns. I mean, just please let this go away. Judge Alexander Kemp. Who is he? What's he done in the past? Who's he connected to? Is he a wokester? There's lots of questions I've got, He ruled that it had been lawful for Dr. Upton to use the female changing room at Victoria Hospital in Kirkcaldy, Fife in 2023, both before Miss Peggy complained and after they were put on separate shifts. He said that the trans medic's feminine clothes, this is surreal, hairstyle and pronouns should have been taken into account before deciding which facilities should be made available. What? What? That is absolutely surreal. Right, there's a bloke in my changing room. Is there, Margaret? Are you sure it's a bloke? He's got a beard. He's 6'8" and built like a brick outhouse. But it can't be a bloke. Why? Because he's wearing a Laura Astley dress, some Jimmy Choo shoes, and he's got his face is absolutely plastered in Max Factor. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's just insane. His ruling also said that there was very far from sufficient reliable evidence, to show that biologically male trans people posed a greater risk to women in female changing rooms. That is surreal. There actually is an awful lot of evidence. And what else evidence do you need other than the fact that men, us, the men's, as opposed to the women's, are a danger to women? Nobody's saying everybody is. They're saying that there's a high enough risk for women to need their own spaces. We are back at the beginning. Also, we know that the bloody legal system's filled with these transgender nut jobs. We know it, right? It concluded that the ruling did not result in it being inherently unlawful for a trans female. There's no such thing as a trans female. Oh, please make it stop. A trans female who is biologically male under the Act. Look, see? That's just right. He's not biologically male under the Act. He is biologically male. This is what the Act does. It turns everything on its head. It's got to go. We're at that position. I don't know where to go next, really, folks, unless we can get a concentrated effort from all of us to understand exactly what the root cause of all this is. And it isn't just the GRA and the Equality Act. They're a massive part of it. Our membership of the ECHR is a massive part of it. But actually, it's an entire system. I call it, I've told you this before, I call it the utopian ideological ecosystem. There's something terribly wrong here. The bench book is wrong, for a start, although I understand it's been recently edited, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there and whether or not this judge knew that. It's utterly surreal. I don't know what to make of it. I'm sure you don't know what to make of it, but I'm sure over the next few days that things will unfold a bit more, right? He's a bloke. The fact that he's a bloke is all it's going to say. Are you male? I am. Get out of that room. Right? And then you've got idiots on Twitter are going, how exactly will this be policed? Right? At that point, I just want to throw an egg at them. Smack. Right? You don't police decent men. Decent men police themselves. That's always been the thing. Right? When I was younger, that's what you were taught to do. Police yourself. You know why? Because men are far more powerful than women. Far more powerful. And the rage of a man is something to behold, right? That's why men police themselves. It's called decency. Decency! Which is what the teenage boys had in that school in America when they stood outside the toilets at break time to stop the blokes going in so that the girls could go to the toilet freely. Decency! This is a moral issue. It always was. It's a values issue. It always was. We can never defeat this while we play in the same paddling pool. I said that yesterday. That'll do. I want a cup of tea. I'll see you later. You have a fantastic day and try to keep your head, If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs, go and read it. Go and read If. There's some good stuff in there. Rudyard Kipling, as well as writing great poetry. I love his cakes.